Hello everyone, today I want to show you how to create a very simple chatbot that generates leads and collects the data on a spreadsheet. In order to do that, we're going to use three main tools. We're going to use Botpress to create the chatbot, then Zapier to automate the process, and in the end we're going to use Google Sheets to collect the data. So if you're interested about this very cool project, stick around until the end to learn step by step how to create this chatbot. Let's get started. First thing we need to do is to go on Botpress. Once you're on Botpress, you create a new chatbot after you created your free account, obviously. And once you created your chatbot here, you can also give it an internal name. We're going to name this leadGenbot. Okay, let's just save it. We're going to edit our chatbot by clicking there. Let's use a start from scratch template. Perfect, so this is your chatbot, we don't need that. And all you have to do here is to edit your nodes. You can create as many nodes as you want as well. Just make sure you keep it as organized as you can in order for you to navigate it easier. Here you have your start node and the custom nodes here and the end node. Make sure they're always connected. Okay, first thing here, we're going to rename this node welcome. Perfect. And this is a text card. Inside your node here, you will have cards. Cards are the actions that you want the node to make each time a user interacts with it. Whereas nodes obviously are the steps that you want the users to take each time they visit your chatbot. Okay, so in this text over here, we're going to welcome the user. So we say, welcome to my company. Perfect. You can also add an emoji or something like that. Perfect. Welcome to my company. Okay, so once you have that node, that card, we are going to add another card to collect the user data. As you can see here, you have different type of cards. What we're going to use for this example is a raw input, because our user will add their names or email, and we want that to be raw. This little book here means that there is knowledge base activated. We are going to disable it. We're not going to go too deep into that. We're just going to disable it. Perfect. In this field here, we're going to ask the question. In this case, the first thing we want to ask is the name. So what is your name? Okay, and we are going to create a new variable. This is very important because the variable is the way we can actually collect the information. We're gonna call it name in this case. Create it. As you can see here, you can see the name of your variable on the card. After that, we're going to add another raw input and disable the knowledge base, and we're going to collect the email address. So what is your email address? Perfect. Okay, and we're going to create another variable called email. Awesome. So once you do that, you're basically collecting name and email. You can see your variables over here as well. After this step, we have to send those two data to Zapier or any other tool that you want. In order to do that, we're going to use webhooks. Okay, so inside your cards over here, we're going to select the execute code card, and we're going to add a very short JavaScript code. This code will ensure that we send the data that we collected to a webhook. Okay, so this is the code that we want to copy. I will add this code in the description as well if you need it. And we are going to add this code over here. Perfect. As you can see, here is the name of the workflow. You can add any name that you want. This is the variables that we're going to create for the webhook, and this is the variables name that we've just created on Botpress. So as you can see here, we have the workflow.name and the workflow.email, which are basically this one, workflow.name and email. Okay, and after this, we have to add our webhook. Where do we get the webhook URL? On Zapier. As I say, I created a free account, but we can make a few zaps, and I'm going to show you how to create a very simple zap in Zapier. So you go on trigger, and we need a webhook trigger. Here we go. We need to choose an event. We are catching a hook. which is the data that we collect on Botpress. We don't need to add anything here at the moment. And Zapier will give us a URL for the webhook that we need to use on Botpress. So let's go back on Botpress. We paste that URL, and after that, everything else, it stays the same. Make sure that the name of the workflow is the same over here, and this is basically just a code that will run in case there's an error in the code. Perfect. Okay, as you can see, we have this ready, and after that we have an always node, which ensures that after all these steps we go to the next node or a card or anything that we want. We are going to actually add a thank you node. We can also add a card underneath, but we are going to add a new node just for the purpose of this tutorial. Here we go. Thank you. And in this thank you node, we're going to add a very simple card saying thank you for the details. Okay. Let's add the flow logic expression node, which is basically this always node. It's a default expression, so it will always, after this card over here, this card makes sure that it will always go to the end of the conversation. Okay, so these are connected. Okay, so start, welcome to my company, we collect name, email, and we send the data to Zapier, and it will go to the thank you node, and after that the conversation is finished. Let's go back to Zapier, we copy this, and it will ask us to test the trigger. How can we test it? By giving them the variables. Let's start our conversation here in the emulator. Hello, welcome to my company, what is your name? Gabriel. And what is your email address? Gabriel@test.com. Perfect, so the code has been executed. As you can see here, it gives you the details of the conversation, and we'll also go to the node that will say thank you for the details. Okay, so let's go back to Zapier. We have our data over here, name and email. Awesome. So we continue with the selected records, and we are going to send this data to Google Sheets. I've connected my Google Sheets account on Zapier. We are going to choose an event. The event will be to create a spreadsheet row. Continue, continue, perfect. Let's actually create a new Google Sheet spreadsheet. We are going to call this leadGenbot. We're going to add name, a name column, and email. You will also be able to format that as a table or however you like it. Let's select here my Google Drive. Let's select here the spreadsheet I've just created, leadGenbot, and the worksheet, which is sheet 1. Here we go. Perfect. Over here, this is the most important part. So we are going to assign these variables, name and email, to this column, name and email. So name, and email with email. It's important to keep the name of the variables as close as possible. I mean, here it's pretty simple because it's only name and email, but if you have a bigger, longer form, it can become quite confusing. So try to keep the name of the variables as close as possible to the name of the columns that you have on your spreadsheet, so that it makes it easier for you to navigate and to create the automation. Okay, so we have this data over here, and we're going to test the step. So he's sending the data to the Google Sheets, and here we go. We have the data. He automatically updated them. Perfect. So as we can see, the automation works. So we're going to publish this Zap. The Zap has been published. And let's test this with our published chatbot as well. Okay, once you publish your chatbot, all you have to do is to click share. We have the link here for your chatbot. This is all default. You can obviously customize it on Botpress. And let's just test it. Okay, hello, welcome to my company. What is your name? Let's just give it a different email address so we can see the difference. test.test.com. Let's just send this. Thank you for the details, and let's go here and we see the data we just inputted on our chatbot. Okay guys, so this is how to create a very simple lead gen bot on Botpress. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward, and you can start doing it even now, so there's no excuses. I will keep creating tutorials for web automation and chatbot implementation. If you'd like to see more of these type of videos, just subscribe to my channel and comment if you'd like to see any specific videos. I'll be happy to make it for you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and to the next time.